Hey guys, my name's Trevor,
I'm Nick.
and you're listening to Shots and Thoughts. Phew. All right, guys. Well, this is Shots and Thoughts, the show where me and Nick are gonna get you learnt.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get you learnt, and we're gonna do nothing but drink. And today we're drinking Fireball. And we're gonna take a shot every 5 minutes. It's be about 30 minutes long. In total, 6 shots. We're about to get slam-bammered.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get real saucy real fast.
All right. Well, by the end of this, we're gonna be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we're underestimating how much 6 shots is. Definitely.
Didn't prepare. We didn't eat any food.
Yeah, I ate an irresponsible amount of food today and drank a very small amount of water. So.
About 30 minutes before we took this podcast, I inhaled a sandwich, and that's all I've got.
I mean, the bread is gonna be good. It's gonna absorb some shit, so you don't have to worry about too much.
Yeah, that's very true. See, but what level of fucked up do you think we're gonna get?
Dude, I honestly anticipate throwing up by the end of this. Like, no doubt.
Right.
I'm gonna die on this one, especially because it's the first one, and this is gonna knock me on my ass. So.
What do you think the most fucked up you've been is?
Oh God. So I don't drink heavily because I know I can't handle it. I'm a pretty lightweight.
Same.
But there have been a few times, more than I can count, of times that I've like thrown up from drinking. But like you've done a pretty impressive job of just not throwing up. Like you stood some ground.
I don't
which
understand.
Kind of surprises me, and I'm honestly shocked that you have yet to reach that point, especially with New Year's, because New Year's is crazy.
New Year's was fucking nuts because I did nothing but drink, and we had like 4 shots before we played a drinking game. Drinking game was we were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Cards, yeah.
And every time you win, so every time my card got chosen, we had to take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But that is kind of counterintuitive because I want to win, but at the same time, I don't want to get sloshed.
Yeah.
But how fast do you think I won that game?
The game was over within like 30 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes with like breaks, because I know I got up and I took a dab in the middle of it.
And I won and I won with 7 points.
You and Don.
Yeah, Don had 4.
Don was close.
Don had 4, I had 7. So in total that's 11 shots. That's 11 shots in the matter of 2 hours.
Yeah.
In the matter of 2 hours, and I was fucked up, but I didn't puke. I've never puked from drinking, and I've only puked from smoking too much.
Yeah.
Not drinking.
I get the spins really bad whenever I smoke before I drink. It just, I don't know, as soon as I start smoking, like that lightheaded feeling comes on, and it just takes me off my feet from drinking. Like I'm already like kind of woozy, so then you add that, and then you get like this headache and these like swirls, and like you just kind of like,
yeah, fuck.
Things are spinning around. It's crazy.
See, I'm complete opposite. I cannot drink before smoking. Well, like, I can a little bit, but remember, alright, so, speaking of the devil Fireball, when we were at Don's house, our buddy Don, we got a buddy named Don, he's kind of the, how would you describe Don?
I would say Don is unfiltered, but also unfiltered, unchained. Don.
Unfiltered, unshamed. Good way to put him.
There you go.
So we're at his apartment, and were you there? Were you there when I threw up? No, different time.
Okay.
We'll explain. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll fucking get to that later. So at Don's house, I don't know if you were there. It might have been just me and Matthew, and we drank a pint of Fireball. No, you were there. We drank a pint of Fireball. Okay. I believe you were, and then we hotboxed his bathroom because we couldn't smoke on his balcony.
I do remember this.
Yeah, so we couldn't smoke on his balcony. We could only smoke in his bathroom.
I remember because we went out to his balcony and we looked in his shed, and there was we were about to start smoking in his shed to hotbox it, and
but
we looked up. There's a fire alarm in the shed.
Yeah,
and
we're like,
they knew it was up. They were gonna let people do that.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. So I went to the bathroom and we hotboxed it, and we turned the steam on the hottest it would go, and so it was just the hottest fucking room in the world. And I remember instantly when we left the room, I was like, "Yep, gonna be sick." Went in there, put my head on that fucking porcelain throne,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just puking the whole fucking time. First time I've ever been sick from anything. And I remember I was in there for probably like 45 minutes, and everybody's just bashing on the door saying like,
Stop
Trevor's,
masturbating.
yeah, stop masturbating, stop jerking off in my apartment.
Yeah, we
That
were
was pissing me
joking
off.
about you because like you just disappeared. Like we were sitting there out in the living room, we're all watching TV, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere like you just kind of like slip out, and we're sitting there for like another 20 minutes, and we realized we haven't seen you in forever. So we started like knocking on the bathroom door trying to figure out where you are, and we could not find you. Like you were gone. Like
Yeah, and I just rinsed my head, cold water. After that, I was fucking great.
Mhm.
And I had to tell you guys, I was not masturbating, I promise.
yeah, like I heard like you were like I was just in there like my head was under the water. I was just laying in the bathtub like
It was
soaking my
great.
head.
It was great. And I was ready to drink again. All right, guys. Well, shot number 2. And toast to light switches.
Light switches. They always turn me on.
That was a good one. Forgot to explain that part of the show, guys.
Oh.
So, every time we're going to take a shot, we have to toast. We're going to alternate back and forth. We have to toast something completely random, and the other person's going to, say why it's a good reason to toast to it.
You gotta respond. You gotta give that toast some credit. There has to be a reason for it.
Yeah, and that's going to make for some interesting toast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so speaking of, oh yeah, no. I want to continue. I want to get onto the story of the sink at Don's house.
The sink.
Different time. How did that go down?
The sink.
Oh, the sink.
So going into this night, we already knew. We knew 100% that we were gonna have a bad time.
Do you remember what the motto was?
I remember what the motto was: homeless drunk. We
We're
were
gonna get homeless
drunk. And so, I would say we did a pretty good job. Of
You got
reaching
pretty
that.
fucking homeless drunk.
I got pretty homeless drunk. I was sauced. And so this night was like a big spectacle for all of us. We went to Safeway first. We went and got some chicken. We got shit lined up. We got some spices, some barbecue sauce. We made some barbecue chicken on the grill.
Oh shit! I remember that.
We were tearing it up. It was quite the night. And like, last thing I knew was like by the end of it was that like, I'm like waking up in this sink and I'm just laying in like a pool of my own vomit and I'm scooping chicken chunks from one sink to the other. But like, the reason was after throwing up, I realized that the garbage disposal is in the sink next to the one that I just thrown up. But it being in the moment, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that,
you
like,
don't think about that.
hey, I could like just mush it down, or like I can figure
Yeah.
out a way around.
Yeah.
So I just straight up, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I scooped back up with my hand, dumped it into the other sink, and I shoveled all of it from one sink to the other without like stopping. And I threw up. I definitely added more because I tried to clean it that way.
Ugh, see, I've puked in a sink also, but I was a little kid. I wasn't smoking yet. I
Okay.
wasn't smoking or drinking tough. I was probably like 10. All right. And it was at my grandma's house. We used to live at my grandma's, and I remember getting sick, and I puked in their bathroom. And I just remember my dad walking in the bathroom. Why didn't you puke in the toilet? I was like, I don't know. Like I'm a kid. I don't fucking know. Puked in the sink, filled it to the brim. 100% to the brim, wouldn't go down. Had to scoop it from the sink to the toilet.
Was this like an industrial sink, or was this like one of the bathroom like porcelain bowls?
Like a porcelain bowl.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't like a silver industrial sink. It was like the round, like normal old bathroom. And yeah, I felt real bad because it was my grandma's house.
Yeah, that would suck.
It was pretty rough.
I've had some rough times with the whole like vomiting from being sick, especially with there's this one time that I was at my house with my mom and we had just finished eating dinner, so I was going to the kitchen and I was looking around and I knew I was gonna be sick. You can feel it, like that storm brewing, and so like I come out and I'm like looking around in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna throw up into? I know it's coming, and I'm like, I'm not trying not to panic. I don't want to make a scene. Like I'm an adult now. Like I'm slowly forming. 13 years old now. So like
I'm an adult now.
I'm not gonna make a panic over this throw up thing. So I'm looking around. I look in the sink and I'm like, oh, there's dishes in there, and I was like, people eat off that. Like I don't want to mess with that. I look on the counter. There's some bowls. I'm like, someone just cleaned those. So I don't want to use those. Like that would piss me off if someone just like threw up in my freshly cleaned bowl and I had to clean it.
Agreed.
So I like look around. I pause for a second, and at this point it's too late. I'm not making it to the bathroom. It's not gonna happen. So looking at my two options, I like sit there and like. I feel that initial jerk, and you can have that bit of throw up hit the back of your throat, and it's just like, like it's coming out. It's like you can feel
that
it.
fucking chicken.
So like
you know,
I look
the chicken
around
neck.
and
Ugh.
I see my counter and I just let it all out on top of the counter and like it drips onto the floor and everything, but it doesn't get on any of the clean bowls. My mom comes in, she's like, "You're standing next to a sink, you're standing next to all these bowls, and you chose to just throw up on the counter." And I was like, "Well, like yeah, but like
They're clean.
they're
bowls.
freshly clean." I was like, I didn't want to like make a mess. I'll just mop off the counter. Like it's not
Just
a big deal, but
scoop it.
it was pretty messy, and I regret eating like all the cereals. There's a lot of cereal back then.
Cereal is literally the best fucking food. If I could choose to eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would. Like if my body could withstand it, if I could withstand the fucking like the milk shits
I know,
all
like
day.
it's so filling. Like you eat one bowl of cereal and you're like
Yeah,
instantly bloated. You got like all the milk inside you,
Ready
and
for a nap.
I know you could feel like the weight and like. But I mean, it's super absorbent, so I mean, I guess like it's not super bad to like throw up.
Have you ever had? Well, cause like, yeah, no, it's not terrible to throw up. Some people do it for health reasons.
Yeah.
Have you ever like? Okay, so normal milk fucks up your stomach. Have you ever had almond milk?
I love almond milk.
Almond
I don't
milk?
like normal milk.
Really? Oh yeah, you
I
don't.
hate dairy. Dairy. Well, I don't hate dairy because I like cheese and I like ice cream and stuff, but I don't like
Just milk.
I don't like milk. It's a gross thing that we squeeze from things.
From
So-
tits. What's wrong with squeezing milk from tits?
Yeah, but it's not
dude?
like a person booby. It's like
a person. It's not a person.
it's
baby.
not a person's booby. It's a cow booby, and I don't want no cow boobies.
Well, I when I was going on like a little health kick, you know, I tried almond milk with my cereal. It's so fucking thick.
Yeah,
It's good, but I made the mistake of buying vanilla almond milk, thinking
like-
it would make it better.
I don't like so good.
Vanilla almond milk's great, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of fucks up cereals. Is that third shot time?
I do.
Third shot time. Oh, by the way, give a thanks to Bridget for pouring our shots.
Thanks, Brog.
And Brog's really stepping up her game here and helping us out. You know,
She is part of the gang.
part of the gang, part of the shots and thoughts.
Gang official, filthy official.
Filthy official. All right, we'll wear those. We'll wear those next time, maybe if we remember. All right, ready?
Tupperware.
Holding food for us to enjoy later. Yeah. Oh.
You know, ever since I graduated high school, you start like receiving more and more like Tupperware for Christmas every year.
Yeah, like you start receiving things that you're gonna need, which I actually
It's need based, not
pretty
want based.
fucking enjoy.
It's way better. Like
It's way better because like when your parents try to buy you clothes, like okay, some parents pull it off pretty well, but most don't, and they'll try to buy you like big gifts. But it seems when you're an adult, it's like socks,
honestly,
underwear.
just pay a bill.
Pay my fucking car bill.
Pay
dude.
a bill. Like for
A
1 month. That's
single
all I
bill.
want. Like renew my Amazon Prime.
Oh.
It's about to expire, and I'm like slowly like deleting my credit card numbers from Amazon because I don't want that like scare fee.
All right.
I want to like manually do it and force myself.
I need to renew Amazon Prime. There was an issue. Well, I used to never have to buy it because I was cheating the system to where I would like set up a fake card for my Amazon Prime, and every time you'd go to check out, there was a button to where you'd click it and it would instantly give you free 2-day shipping, and it would charge that card instantly with Amazon Prime. But I'd set my default card to like something completely random. And so it would give me the free 2-day shipping, and then I would change the card to the one I'm actually buying with, and I'd purchase, and then I would get 2 emails, like one saying it's been declined, but then one saying it's been processed. And so it would still send it to me, free 2-day shipping, but they took that off the page, and I did that for probably like a fucking year, free 2-day shipping for like ever.
I lucked out, and I got my student discount, and they gave me 6 months for free. So like I haven't paid for it yet, and I just
That's
had 6
bullshit.
months, and I've been like ordering as much as I can online and like using the 2-day shipping as much as I can because I may or may not renew it because like as much as I like the benefits and like having like the Prime Video and stuff, I don't quite like order stuff as much as I should. Like, to make use of it.
Yeah, in order to make use for it, you probably have to order like over 15 like pretty big items.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hate when you gotta fucking buy something that's out of the country and it's something so small. Like I bought these gauges and it was like $7 shipping.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? These things literally weigh like like 0.01 of a pound, and it's like it took like I had to pay more than what the gauges were worth just in shipping.
You gotta pay for all the cardboard and the plastics. And, like, actually, they probably even sent it in, like, the...
It was a little rip bag.
envelope.
Yeah, a little rip bag thing, yeah. That's bullshit.
You know, those bags are pretty nice.
So
They're very convenient.
Yeah, they're very convenient. Like, they just rip, fucking bubble wrap, a little bit of bubble wrap, you get to squeeze it at the end. Pretty fucking convenient. So I had something I want to talk about.
Okay.
I got a pedicure yesterday.
Yeah, I saw your snaps. Yeah.
I got a pedicure. I was planning on just going to get a manicure, right? Called my dad. You know, I was like, hey, Dad. I forgot what I was calling him for, but then I was like, yeah, I'm on my way to get a manicure. Don't make fun of me. And he was like, I was expecting to get backlash. Like, I was expecting to get shit from my dad. But he immediately went to, don't get a manicure. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. But he substituted it with, get a pedicure. And I was like, why? And he was like, dude, I get them all the time. I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard of you getting one. He was like, no, I go by myself. I don't tell anybody about it. He goes and he gets pedicures. And he said it's like the most satisfying thing you'll ever do. I didn't buy it, but I did it anyways.
Okay.
I want to do that every day.
Yeah?
It was the most satisfying thing in the world. Dude, she like clipped all the nails perfect, filed them down. Usually I hate files, but she pulled it off pretty well. Like, I hate files because it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's a gross sound, and you could feel it in your body.
You can feel it, like, vibrate.
It, like, goes through your toes.
But I muscled through that, and next thing you know, dude, she's giving me a calf massage with some nice-ass, like this soap that had, you know the soap with, like, the sand in it?
The beads, yeah.
Yeah, so it really gets in there, and you're like,
oh,
yeah,
the
dude.
exfoliating beads.
Yeah, and I'm sitting in this massage chair that's, like, I hate massage chairs that are really bad to where they don't do a good job. They feel like they're crushing your back or they're stabbing you.
Yeah, it's kind of like sitting on like a pile of rocks, but like the rocks kind of jiggle.
the rocks jiggle a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it was really good. It was a nice massage chair. It was fucking getting after it.
Nice.
And this lady, she was going after it, dude. And she was like asking if it was all good. And I was like, this is fantastic. I almost fell asleep in the chair. Massaging my legs, massaging my feet, and then put some hot rags over my legs. It was a fantastic experience. Lotioned up my feet, but the only complaint I have is she didn't rub in the lotion a lot.
Okay.
And so, like, in between my toes, felt like I was sweating a lot.
Did you have to put on socks, or did you get like those little foldy like flip flops they give you at like the nail salons?
No, I put all my socks back on, and so I put my socks back on. It felt like kind of wet,
like mushing around.
Yeah, my toes were sliding. But dude, I'll tell you right now, dude, my feet feel pretty fucking good, and they take like this cheese grater. She whips out this fucking cheese grater,
like the Petty Rocks, and they scrape off your calluses.
I didn't know that, so she pulls out it's literally a fucking cheese grater, and I'm like, what are you about to do to my feet with that cheese grater? And she's like, oh, get callus off, and I'm like, all right, sounds good to me. And she's like, your feet look pretty rough, like you've been working a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I stand on my feet a lot of the day. And she just starts fucking going at it, and it's the most disgusting like sound and feeling, and I'm just thinking about all this cheesy like yellowy callus coming off. My feet look so clean, they feel fantastic. I feel like a new man.
See, I cut my calluses off pretty regularly on my own, but I've always wanted to go to a spa, but I'm afraid because I know that I'll accidentally kick them in the head because I won't. My feet are so ticklish that I will not be able to sit.
Mine are so bad too, but the only problem I had is when they were doing the sponge up the middle. That's the only thing.
The sponge?
The sponge, like the sponge right in the center of the foot, tickly as fuck. But like, I was like jiggling around, and she was like, "Is it ticklish?" I'm like, "Yeah, very." And but like, I was scared I was gonna kick her, but it's all right.
Nice. You restrained.
Is this what shot is this? 4? Shot number 4?
3.
No, we took 3.
4.
This is 4. This is 4. This is shot number 4. We took 1 in the beginning. All right, guys. Cheers to crunchy peanut butter.
I love crunchy peanut butter. You know why? Because when you spread it, it's fucking hard as shit. You know why? Because it has so many nuts in it. So when you spread it, you have to like worry about tearing up your bread, but then when you do it, it's even more satisfying.
Yeah, it's kind of a challenge.
You gotta work for it. You gotta earn that.
Hell yeah. Cheers, man. Alright, so at this point, I'm feeling pretty fucked up. Like, I'm getting there.
I'm at the point, I'm getting that delay. I'm looking to the left.
The delay, the nice, like, your ping's too low and you're just like fucking...
Yeah, I'm looking one way and I'm still seeing the things I was looking at before, but then I see it like a second later and that looks right.
Alright, so one of the funniest, like, fucked up stories I have, it's not about me, it's about my dad. Shout out, my pops. JM, Jason Mohan, good guy.
Yep.
I remember we lived out in McKenna, you know, a little bit out near you. Yeah, right across the street from you. Yeah. I used to live right across the street from Nick. That's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Back
my
in the
wing.
day.
He was my wingman. Helped me get a girlfriend in 3rd grade.
That's
Holly,
right.
Holly, shout out, Holly.
And then,
So
and then I left him.
and then he left me. He said he was a butterfly. And anyways, that's a story for another time. He was my wingman, 3rd grade wingman.
Yeah.
So anyways, when we lived out there, my dad, he would we would go out to the casino every once in a while. And usually we would have my sister drive. My sister was like 17 at the time. I was real young. And we'd go to the casino and we'd get the all-you-could-eat, like, buffet every time we'd go there. And speaking of that, there was like a gay server there. And he was super nice, super cool dude. And he would always talk to my dad, but he had a crush on my dad. And he would always call him Buttercup.
Mm.
And so when we were there for I think it was the same day. We were there on his birthday. They sang him happy birthday. And, you know, halfway through the birthday song, it's like, happy birthday, dear. And then you just hear him in the back, dear Buttercup, and just like, the funniest shit ever. Anyways, my dad got hammered. On the way back, my dad is a very athletic guy. He used to like bodybuild, super athletic, ripped, 6-pack abs all the time. He was a big fucking dude. And on the way back, he was notorious for his handstands, so he had Ashley drive, my older sister, and he got on the hood of the car while driving, right around CCP, the convenience store.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got on the hood of the car in a handstand position, and we rode down the street while he was in a handstand. That sounds fake. That sounds fucking way fake, but it is dead honest. He was on top of we had a Jeep Cherokee. He was on top of it, fucking doing a handstand while we were driving down the road.
How far did you guys go?
So I if I remember correctly, I was really little, but I think it was right when you take a right at CCP.
Okay.
And you're going down that road and it goes around the curve.
Yeah.
I think we hopped on at CCP and she went all the way down the road.
Really? All the way back to your house?
Yeah, all the way back to the house, even around the corner. And he was doing a fucking handstand.
Damn.
That's
While
crazy.
wasted.
Yeah, I can't even do a fucking handstand.
I've done one handstand in my life, and
Did it end well?
yeah, it ended awesomely. Like, I was like, after that, I was pretty convinced. I was like, I'm kind of going to be an Olympic gold medalist. Like, I've earned this.
If you can do a handstand, I mean, you're almost there.
I held it for like 5 seconds. I came down clean, and I was like, wow, I've never done that before. And then I never did it again.
See, I think, like, I used to be fat. Like, I used to be a really big kid. And I remember I'd always try to do handstands and never worked. My arms would give out every time. Haven't tried since. I feel like I might be able to do one for
Sure,
maybe.
you could definitely do an arm stand now. Or handstand.
Handstand?
Handstand, that's the fireball talking.
That's fireball talking arm stand. I could probably do a handstand now, but I feel like it's just a fear of like my arms not working right.
I feel like that's the fear that I have with doing backflips and why I will never attempt to do a backflip on a trampoline. Like,
They're so fun.
people say they're way easier than doing a front flip, but like
Yeah.
a backflip you have to worry about that whole like neck breaking thing. Front flip you just gotta tuck your head and like fucking curl up into that little Sonic the Hedgehog ball and you're fine.
Dude, it literally is easier than you think. I used to get on a trampoline, I'd always freak out, and I always got taught like the robot thing from my brother, like flip your arms as hard as you can, and like the problem is like, okay, it's like that movie scene, like it's just you, it's fucking with you, man. It's just your head. It's all in your head, man. No, it really is. Like, you just have to flip. It's way easier to do a backflip than a front flip. I will say that, honestly.
I don't know. Front flips you have so much more control. Like you can like think about where you're going. Like you see it. You can like it's there. Like you're moving your body and you're seeing where you're going. Backflips like it's like mystery. As soon as you toss back, like who knows where the fuck you're gonna land.
Yeah.
Like,
My biggest fear with a backflip is reaching the outside of the trampoline. That's what happened with me when I got the big scar on my lip.
Yep.
Is I did the backflip. I did
pinched in a spring.
Yeah. I freshly learned how to do a backflip on a trampoline, and it was when I lived in McKenna, and I thought I was hot shit, so I wanted to do a backflip off of the pool ladder onto the trampoline, and I thought it was a fucking great idea, and so I did it. And I made it. I fucking successfully did the backflip. But when I landed like on my knees and my head kind of went down. Hit my head on the spring. And the spring, like, 1 in a million chance that the fucking spring comes unclinched from both sides and clinches together, grabs my lip, rips a chunk out. And at first I'm like, oh, dude, that kind of hurt a little bit. And then Cody looks at me with, like, Cody, my brother, looks at me with literally the most horrifying look, and I'm like, oh fuck, what happened? Blood just running down my face. I call my dad. I'm freaking out. My older sister's there. My dad's like, just put some napkins on it. Don't go to the doctor.
Put some napkins on it.
And I remember this. I'll remember this to the day I fucking die. My sister Ashley reaches into a McDonald's bag she had on the kitchen table, grabs a handful of napkins and hands them to me, and then gets me a packet of ice. And that was it. And I still have the fucking scar. Like, it ripped out like a serious chunk of my fucking lip.
Yeah, I was like terrified of accidentally scissoring the springs, you know, like jumping and then like having your legs just like fucking the moment where you don't hit that trampoline and you just swoop through those 2 spring slots, like awful. And it's like you land, but you don't bounce, so like you just absorb it.
That's fucked up. Is this shot number 5?
Yep. Number 5.
Shot number 5.
We're at endgame, guys.
All right.
This went fast enough.
Toast to what, Nick?
A toast. To cloth.
Cloth. Always covering our genitals when we need it the most.
That's right.
All right. Trampolines are fun as fuck, but I feel like they're definitely not a children's toy. Can I have some of that?
You're right, they're not. Because
that's when the most shit happens.
They are literally like Olympic equipment. Like, you wouldn't just give a javelin to a 5-year-old. like
yard darts, dude. Those used to be a thing, dude.
You know, lawn darts and javelins. They're very similar, but they're not on the same playing field. The javelin is gonna straight up fucking destroy you if you get hit by a lawn dart.
That killed so many people. That's why they're illegal now. Yeah, that's why they're illegal now.
Yeah, but like, you don't have to be like an Olympic gold medalist to toss it.
That's the problem.
Oh.
See, like, they give them to kids. You don't have to be experienced. And so just throw this fucker in the air and fucking cross your fingers and hope you don't get stabbed by this, like, 3-inch needle.
There's nothing wrong with a 3-inch needle.
What's it called when they fucking drill into your head? A fucking...
the lobotomy?
Lobotomy.
Yeah.
It's just asking to get a fucking lobotomy every time you throw it in the air.
But that requires some precision. You're gonna, like... You're definitely gonna put someone out of commission with a lawn dart by accident. They're not gonna be walking around like dead brain.
Probably not. They'll probably just be dead.
Oh my goodness.
See. Okay, back to the subject. Back to the subject of trampolines. When we lived in South Prairie, my older brother Kyle, crazy fucking dude, he would always try to convince us. He's 5 years older than me. He'd always like try to convince us to do crazy shit. He'd always pull pranks on us, and like I'm a little kid, you know, like 5, 6, and he'd always pull pranks on us. And our trampoline, we had a 2-story house, and he convinced me as like a 6-year-old to jump off the 2-story house, like jump out of the window. I wouldn't do this now. When I was like 6, he convinced me to jump out the window onto the trampoline. First time I did it, thought I broke my nose. And because he just kept doing it, he'd jump all the way out, fucking bounce like equally as high, like 2 stories up. It was crazy. And then me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to fucking do it. Jump out, and I land, like, with my knees facing forward. And so I launch forward. I literally fucking, like, missile forward, hit my nose directly on the bar. Didn't break it somehow, but I fucking blood everywhere. And then when we moved houses to another 2-story house, I did it again.
You know, the only horrifying trampoline story I have is totally my own fault, and I was just fucking... I was jumping as high as I could, you know, just launching yourself, trying to catch that, like, momentum, and, like, you know, you would, like, slingshot other people up and, like, jump, and, like, they would land in it, and you would just, like, fucking launch
them high. Yeah, where you power jump someone.
You power jump someone up
That's
into the
my
air.
favorite shit to do.
So,
oh, my gosh.
I used to do that all the time with my sister, and so I was, like, jumping around on trampoline. No problem. Jumping up, fucking going for it.
Yep.
No big deal. Randomly, in the middle of it, I land, and as soon as I land, my knees just fucking, like, my legs just buckle. And I just straight knee myself in the face, like, the hardest I've ever done it, and it was just like, and, like, I blacked out for a second, I swear.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Next thing I know, I'm, like, laying on the trampoline, and I'm, like, looking around, and I'm, like, I feel fine, but I also know that I was just hitting the head pretty hard. So, like, I'm, like, sitting there and I'm like sitting up and like I know my nose is bleeding. I can feel it going down my face and I'm like, okay, do I feel pain? Like, should I be reacting in a certain way?
Concerned.
Like, I don't feel it yet. Like, it feels mostly good. So I'm gonna keep on going. Like, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna stand up, and as soon as I stand up, like I realize like how disoriented I feel, and I need to get off this trampoline. So like I go over to the edge and I start climbing down, and like fucking like blood's all over my face, and next thing I know, like I'm just sitting on the grass, just bleeding all over myself, and like staring blankly at the trampoline. And I'm like, I should probably go inside.
Yeah.
So like make my way inside. I sit down, take a nap, brush it off. No big deal. I might have had a concussion.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did you have a concussion?
I've never been diagnosed with a concussion.
I've never officially diagnosed.
Yeah, I've never gone in and had like someone be like, yeah, you have a concussion, you gotta take it easy. Like, it's always just been like, I should probably not push myself. So I just kind of like restrain myself for a bit. But like that might have been the closest I've been to a concussion.
I don't think I've ever like had an official concussion either. I've never gone to the doctor and found out I had a concussion. Yeah. But I have gone, like, I think the time where I thought I had a concussion is when I fell out of a tree when I lived, I am getting a call, damn it. Alright, so, fell out of a tree, and I lived at my grandma's house in McKenna.
Okay.
Alright, it was right when before I moved next to you, right? Now, I lived in McKenna, and I was climbing up a tree. I had a friend named Benjamin. By the way, never heard from that kid. He moved to Wisconsin. Really wish I could talk to that kid again. Awesome dude. We used to play Ninja Turtles on the original Xbox. Fucking sweet time. He was a good time. I threw a pine cone. We were having a pine cone war. Threw it at him. Hit him in the eye. I got in trouble from his parents. Felt really bad about it. Anyway, I was climbing a tree right in front of his house, hanging out with him, and let's toast real quick. Let's toast to, what? What? Is it me?
Is it me?
Who is it?
Bridget? Me. Okay, delightful. A toast to Christmas lights.
Almost always better when used not in a Christmas setting.
That's alright.
Alright, cheers again.
Nice.
Alright. Alright, so, I climbed to the top of this fucking tree, and trying to climb back down, I fall. Mind you, like, again, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me as a kid. Apparently, I felt like I could do things better.
Yeah.
Like, I would not do any of the shit I would do. Like, now. Well, I'm climbing out of the tree, and I slip, I fall, and I land like this with both my wrists inverted, kind of like this, and it sprains both my wrists. And when I land, I hit my head at the same time. Thought I had a concussion. Didn't go to the doctor. Again, my dad was like, put some napkins on it. You know?
Rub some napkins on it.
Rub some napkins on your head. He's like, you'll be fucking fine. Sprained both my wrists. Had literally fucking like 2 like casts on both sides. Like, I didn't go to the doctor for it, but like, you know, my dad broke his hands so many times, like, he had the fucking hand cast.
Pushing them back together, like...
Just
you got
fucking,
like a Play-Doh mold in your back, where you just kind of like mush your hand back into the shape.
Yeah.
Form.
And so that's pretty much what happened. By the way, was that shot number 6?
That was shot number 6.
All right. Well, that means we're kind of wrapping this show up.
We are.
30-minute shows, 4 minutes. Yeah.
And I'm feeling it.
I'm definitely feeling it. I'm pretty fucking buzzed.
Yeah.
I keep getting calls from my sister. It's really irritating the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Luckily, I turn off my volume because guess what? I have proper fucking etiquette, Nick.
That's a good job.
Just like going to the movies.
There's nothing worse than a phone in a theater.
Phone in the theater.
Like, I don't even care if you're just texting.
Executed.
And like I can see the light shining. Like I don't want that there.
What about pre-movie like previews?
Until the lights dim, you're fine.
I
Once
agree.
the lights
completely
dim, you do not take out your phone. That is literally the sign that like it is supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be quiet. Don't take out your phone. Like it's just not courtesy.
Honestly, I think that's why they do that. Like
it is.
And all the sound just kind of gets quiet.
Yeah, like everyone definitely hushes. Like, oh fuck, it's starting. You know.
Dude, I saw fucking the new Star Wars in 4D.
You did.
Thanks.
That's it.
That's it, dude. I'll continue. I'll explain to you guys how Star Wars was in 4D in the next episode. Man.
40X, Seattle, represent.
Yeah. How about Nick? You leave us with some good advice for the viewers out there.
All right. So we like to end our show with some life advice, deep thoughts from our deep thinkers, philosophers.
All right. Here we go on the spot.
What cannot be left in the dark shall be shined in the light.
That's a good one.
Do with that what you will, because I don't know what to do with it, and I'm going to share it with you. All right. Think deep, drink deeper, philosophers. Peace out.